some content that we'd like to basically take this opportunity to highlight what support is available to our businesses. So the business support team is made up of myself, Rachel and Sarah, and we're on hand to provide advice and support to our businesses. All of the information that I'll be sharing is available on our website. However, there is a lot more than what is being discussed today, including future events and webinars. So I'd like to advise basically for you to go and have a look at our website. It's at business.uttlesford.gov.uk. The Business Support Guide provides everything from business rates, environmental health procurement to commercial waste and building control and planning. We have our startup guide. This contains all the information you need to start your business and covers everything from day-to-day running of the business to finance options and local business networking. Both of these guides are completely free to download on our website. We're always trying to build our business directory, and I would strongly advise any business to sign up for this. The directory is resident-facing and can also be used for other businesses. If you haven't already signed up to our directory, please consider doing so via our simple online form. We currently have 3 grants available. These are our business support grant, and that's up to £2,500. Our high street premises grant, and that's up to £5,000. And our low carbon workplace grant, that's also up to £5,000. All of these are match funded. There is an application form that you need to fill out that's also available on our website. We're offering free consultations with industry experts for startup and early stage businesses. This is for anybody that's been trading for up to 2 years. There are 3 topics. There's branding. This can help you either build your business brand or help you take a new product to market. Website creation. So this is the creation of a single page website or looking at existing website and how to optimize it. Social media. This was to create a strategy for your social media or have an hour with an industry expert creating content for your business. Again, I mean, they are fantastic, fantastic offers. And for more information, please visit our website. Alongside the consultations, we also have 2 workshops. There's a design workshop, which is on the 13th of June, and a digital workshop, which is on the 10th of July. These are at Saffron Walden council offices. The space is very limited, so please be sure to register online if you're interested and you'd like to come along. There are 2 exhibitions coming up. So we've got Check-in Stansted on the 27th of June at the Novotel Hotel. At this event, we'll be running a series of free workshops. This event is free to attend, or there is space for exhibits if you want to, exhibit, be an exhibitor. If you would like, please contact us for more information. There's also the North Essex Business Expo on the 11th of September. That's at Colchester at Charter Hall. On our website, we have information related to support organisations. West Essex Business Support are one of these. They are fully funded for any business within Uttlesford, and they provide one-to-one advice, consultancy with business experts, and business growth workshops. If you'd like more information, please let one of us know. The Discover app is used by a lot of tourists from outside of Uttlesford. It provides information on events, activities, places to eat and shop. The first quarter of 2024 saw an average use of 3,000 visits per week. Not only does the app have great ideas on what to do within Uttlesford, but it allows you to register your business to maximise exposure to the tourist industry. If your business isn't already registered and you are interested, please let us know and we can help you out. The Help to Grow is a free online course that explains the key essentials to grow your business. All of the information can be found on our skills page on our website. Before I pass over to Kimberly, I'd like to open up the floor for anybody if they've got any questions.
Got lots of people shaking their head, Andy, so I think we're all good.
No, fine.
Got away
Fair enough
with it.
then. Got away
You've really
with it
got no questions for us. That's amazing. Well, if you do, and if you want to speak to either of us afterwards or contact us, then obviously you can do so through the website. We've got our business email address on there. There is a phone number as well if you'd like to have a conversation. And yeah, we can pop out and see you or point somebody else that can help towards you as well.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, if there aren't any questions then, so without any further delay, I'd like to hand over to our key speaker, Kimberly. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My days, what a lot of support you've got. Let me just start sharing my screen. I was trying to write it all down, but it wasn't happening. So sorry, you're all going to just see yourself just for a second. Shall I switch screens? Brilliant. So let's move this. We can get this to full screen. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Best laid plans. There we go. Let's go again. There we are, full screen. So yeah, hi everyone. I'm Kimberly, and as I say, today I'm going to share with you some amazing tips for social media and how you can speed up creating content, because I know that it can be really, really challenging. It's really tricky when you are trying to run your business, trying to do your social media, trying to keep posting consistently. It's really, really tricky. So that's literally what I'm here to help you with. I am, as you can see on the screen, I'm a marketer who spent 13 years trying to find creative ways to help businesses get more customers. And I set up my own agency in the second iteration of it about 9 months ago now, 7 months ago now. And I help people just to make their lives easier, like get you creating content on a consistent basis that works, that gets you customers, because that's what we're all here for, really. As you can see, when I'm not working, you can find me at a farmer's market taking care of my grandma, which is my whole reason for having my own business, or out with my dogs. That's them drinking a nice puppuccino. They absolutely, they love that. So that didn't show up. That's interesting. So what I say, this should be a chart. I don't know where the chart's gone, but let's roll with it. We often think that creating content is all about being really creative. I hear so many people come to me and they say, how do I go viral? How do I create viral content? And to be honest with you, viral content isn't what's going to get you sales. Like, viral content can get you attention, and being creative can get you attention. It is not going to be what transforms into sales. What transforms into sales is consistency, is showing up. And that doesn't have to mean every day. That could mean a couple of times a week. It could mean 3 times a week. It could be twice a week if that's all that you can do. But actually showing up consistently and building relationships. That is what social media is in its essence, the most important thing. So what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to whistle stop tour it so that I don't take up too much of your precious time, is knowing your audience. It's the number one key thing that is going to help you to create content quickly. Having a plan, dealing with the mindset gremlins that are going to come up when you come to put your plan into action, how to be engaging and really excite people to want to buy from you or to spend more time with you, to engage with you, to follow you, all of those things. Some tools on how to save time, and then a reminder that you always want to be measuring. I don't know why the clicks are slow today. But basically, first things first, knowing your audience. We may get there on the presentation slide. Oh, look, there we go. We are going to get there. So you want to come up with the most comprehensive idea of your ideal client you possibly can. So the more you know about your customer, and I don't mean like whether they're male or female, that's a small part of it. But what's most important is, what are they interested in? It might be something that they're interested in that relates to your product or service, but it could also be something that they're interested in. So something I share quite a lot. So a lot of my target audience at the moment are people who go to farmers markets. It's a really important market for me because they're people that I know. And so I share a lot of, it's been lambing season, so I share a lot of the baby lambs and the baby cows that are around at the moment, because that's something that is interesting and that is amusing for them. But that's not necessarily related to my product, but it's just something that helps me to build a connection. And so then when people talk to me, they go, oh my God, I love that little baby sheep that was bopping along me, that was bopping along on your Instagram. So it really makes a difference if you add in personal touches. I don't know what's going on with this presentation. It seems to be running very slowly. I may just give up on it because it's throwing me off more than it's helping me. So then you want to think about why. So you know how a toddler goes when they ask you things like, why is the sun yellow? And then they go, why? And they keep on asking. That's what you want to do when you think about your customers' problems. So, for example, imagine I'm a decluttering service. You might on the surface think that someone wants to buy from a decluttering service because they want a tidy home. But the why underneath that might be because they want to look good. The why underneath that might be because they don't want to be embarrassed. The why underneath that is because they might want to get rid of stuff that is really painful for them. Maybe a relative's passed away or they've got divorced or something like that. That's a totally different reason for someone than someone who's maybe doing a minimalism challenge or something like that. So it's really, really important for you to look at that deeper why, because then you can create content that is deeper than just come and get your house tidied. It's going to resonate better. So I like to break things down into content topics. Now, these are some generic content topics. You might use these, you might not, you might have your own. But basically, you've got like behind the scenes. So what's happening? If you sell a product, it might be showing when you get a delivery in or showing when a delivery is going out. It might be that you show when you go out to an event. So if you go to one of these awesome events that that the council have got going on, showing the behind the scenes of what that's like. So all of the different things that make up your business. Why? Why did you start this business? Why do you continue to run this business? Why is it important to you to work with the customers that you work with? Your benefits of your product or your service. Like if you're a printer, for example, you're not just providing printing services. You know, you might think, oh, look, I'm just making leaflets, for example. And actually the benefit of that is that someone can promote their business. The benefit of that is that they can get more customers. The benefit of that is that they could look more professional. And that's what you really want to talk about in that sort of area. Again, problem solving. If your customers are last minute people, and you know that they're last minute people, using that printing service example, the biggest problem that they have is managing their own time. So if that's their biggest problem, then you want to share some content around time-saving tips. And obviously one of your time-saving tips is going to be that they can come and get your printing done quickly. You know, you've got a 24-hour turnaround or maybe same-day turnaround, something like that. Another content topic could be memes, having fun. And all of this applies regardless of which platform you're on, because this is about being social. So things that will be funny to me might be something else might be funny to you. So make sure that you're thinking about your ideal customer and what they find funny, and what TV programs, for example, they might resonate with. And then sharing client stories and testimonials. This, regardless of whether you get rid of any of the other ones, this one you must always keep. So the difference between a story and a testimonial. You've got the story is, before working with me, this is how Sophie felt in her business. Whilst working with me, this is what happened to Sophie. Now that she's worked with me, this is what she can make happen in her business. So you're telling that story of what it was like before they worked with you, when they worked with you, right? The benefits of the great things that they think about your service, and then the after. So you can show those as carousels, as reels, as videos. And then your testimonials are your short, snappy results. There, let's take the printer, for example. Thanks to Dave, I was able to get leaflets. Thanks to Dave, I was able to get leaflets for the expo that I was going to, and that meant that I made 2 extra customers. I made 2 extra sales for the exhibition. That's a great testimonial, and that's what you want in the shape of a testimonial. Is this is what happened as a result of working with you. And then you've got different content types. Now, all of these content types will apply to the different platforms. Like, you can't do text only on Instagram, but you are going to want to use text only on LinkedIn, for example. But use different content types. So use pictures, use little videos, use lots of different styles, so that you're being engaging and you're resonating with different things. So then you're going to put it all on a calendar. And what I've got for you here, and this, as mentioned earlier, like there'll be the recording, and you'll also get the slides. But scan that QR code, and you will get a blank copy of that content calendar. There's no opt-in for this, none of that. You will just get a copy of the calendar. I'll give you a second. You want to scan that now. And then on the calendar, you are going to just write in what your topic is. So is it behind the scenes? Is it my why? Is it my benefits? And what I like to do to save yourself the most time is literally number those and write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on there, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm in my dance brain jumped in there and made it up to 8, but you really want 5 to 7. But yeah, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just write them as numbers. Make it simple for yourself, and then come up with a little title. What's really the theme of that post? And then all these bright colours that are on here, those are what type of content it is. And again, don't overthink it. Just pop stuff in, different things that pop into your mind. And that way, you'll have created a content plan in half an hour absolutely tops if you overthink it. And you've got an entire plan for a whole month's worth of content for you to go out. And like I said, you don't have to be posting every single day. If you're posting twice a week, you can easily get that content plan done in 15 minutes if you just focused on it. So then once you've got your plan, what are you going to do? What are you actually going to write? So you want to be writing stories that are engaging, stories, they are stories either about your product, or they could be something you've experienced in life. They could be, one of my clients is a career coach. So one of the stories that we told was that time that I nearly failed the interview. That was the title. And then we wrote about how she's normally really good at interviews, but this one time she was off her game, and this is what happened, and da-da-da-da. Like, you can tell stories. Telling stories is a great way to connect and think about it of a beginning, a middle, and an end. But you really want to hook. Don't give the game away. Don't give the story away. But you want an interesting hook, and that's what that next one is make sure the first line, or the first 3 seconds of your video, or the graphic that you're putting up, make sure it's really grabbing attention. So you want to say things that just spark attention. Don't be too clickbaity, but as I say, something like that. That time that I nearly failed my interview. It gets you're like, oh, how did she do that? Like, why did she fail? Like, that really piques your curiosity. And then always be creating content. So this is called B-roll. So basically what B-roll is when you are going around. So like I said, if you go to one of those fabulous events, get some videos of people that you meet. Take a little video of a stand that you like. Take a little video of the whole exhibition. If you're at an exhibition, take a video of one of the talks. If you can get videos of you speaking, if that's relevant to you, or if you sell products, a little video of you packing up one of your products, one of your shipments, little video of that, a little video of you working on your computer. All of these things, if you create yourself a little back catalogue, then when you actually come to create content, it makes it much easier to put things together because you've already got it there. You don't have to think. This is what all of this planning is there to do, is to make it so much easier. So you're not having to always think in the moment. And then ask. Doesn't matter which social media platform you're on. You want to ask. So in your posts, at the end of every single post, have a call to action. Now, this can be book a call. It can be download my free guide. It can be sign up now. But it can also be let me know in the comments, or what's your favorites? Which do you prefer seeing, cows or lambs? It can be something simple, because what you are doing is when you're building the engagement, you're building the connection. And that's what you want, because the connection, even, so I call them micro conversions, which a micro conversion isn't the sale, but it's someone hitting reply. It's someone engaging with your poll. It's someone answering your question. Because those people, once they start engaging with you, they're much more likely to buy when it comes to that opportunity to buy. And they're much more likely to refer you to other people because they've engaged with you. They're also much more likely to see your content in the future, because the algorithms mean that we see content that we engage with. So the more that we are engaging with content, the more we're going to see it. So that's why you want to engineer opportunities for people to engage with your content, because then they're going to be more likely to see it. You're going to get more reach that way. And finally, this is social media. The social part still applies. Yes, there are ads on all of the platforms, but the social part still applies. So don't make sure that every post isn't sales. Yes, please do sell. Please do sell. Please do invite people up to opportunities to buy from you. But equally, be building connections. Be kind, be helpful, answer people's issues, create content around questions that people are asking you. And then my favorite time-saving tool, ChatGPT. It is incredible. I can't even explain to you how many hours this tool saves me. And yet, all of my content for each of my clients is different, is unique. So my caveat with ChatGPT is you do not want to be using any content that it churns out just as it is. You want to be using it to help you speed up your processes. So, as you can see, you can use it as an idea generator. So when you've got your whys and you've got your problems that your customers are facing, you can type that in. Like, how can I be more productive? What content should I have to promote? I'm launching a new service. This is the service. Can you give me some ideas for posts that I could create? To use it as an idea generator. You can use it as an editor. Now, I use this as an editor all the time, because when I've got an idea in my head, it often comes out kind of boring. It'll be something like, buy this great course is where it starts with. So then I ask it, I say, can you just rewrite this for me? Or can you make it shorter? I use a lot because sometimes I can waffle on, I'll waffle on for pages on certain things. And then you're like, actually, I want this to be a short and snappy post. And it'll just shorten it down for you. And then I'll go through and just change the bits that don't quite feel right. Friendly and playful, that's another one that I use quite a lot, because quite often, again, my writing will sound boring versus the way that I talk and the way that I have conversations with people. So you could even say, can you make this sound more conversational? So using it as an editor. You can also use it as an idea expander. So you can say, like, I've come up with these 10 post ideas. Can you come up with 10 more of them? Or what's another way of saying something? Because sometimes just looking for synonyms on Google doesn't work. It's something else I do. I always look for synonyms. But sometimes that doesn't help. Sometimes you actually, you need a different analogy. That's another thing that I use ChatGPT for. Like, can you come up with an analogy? Or can you come up with a metaphor for this? Or can you come up with a fable? Like, can you think of a fable that relates to this story? Like, all of that is going to help develop your writing, develop your storytelling skills, develop keeping things concise, which is what is going to get you more engagement, is going to help you build relationships. Okay, cool. We've got time. It's all good. So, yes, we all get creative blocks. I get creative blocks all the time, because of many of these things. And so do my clients. That's a lot of the reason why my clients work with me, is because the creative blocks are too much and they're just like, oh, I can't do this. Look, I'm fed up of doing this. Kimberly, can you just help me out? Like, I don't want to do this anymore. But we all hate being beginners. So we all hate trying something for the first time. Like, it's always uncomfortable. It's like, if you've never made a video before, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It certainly did for me. In my first business, oh my days, it took me 18 months. And the first video I made, I was shaking like this. You wouldn't tell it now, but I was shaking like this. It was awful. It was a terrible video, but I put it out there because I knew that if I didn't, I never would. And I wouldn't be here talking to you today. So just remember that. Like, it's human. We all hate being beginners. We hate doing something new and trying something. Even if we say that we like trying new things, we still hate it. We hate being beginners. We hate putting something out there that we know could be better. But you have to just put it out anyway. Because the only way that we get better is by keep doing it. Keep trial and error. Keep on going. Keep on trying to get that 1% better, which is the power of the habit. If you put something out there every day, or whenever it is that you're going to do it, or you create a consistent, right, every week I'm going to sit for an hour and I'm going to create my content, or once a month, whatever your rhythm is. But the power of that habit of consistently doing it is what is going to keep you going, is going to build that consistency, and is going to get you the results. Remember, you are not your work. So whilst, yes, you absolutely want to add personal touches into your posts, and it doesn't have to be intimate details, it doesn't have to be things about your family if you don't want to share about your family. But if you share details about your day, I was talking to someone yesterday who was an artist, and I was saying to them, I said, share things like that time when you dropped your paintbrush and you stained your floor. It might seem irrelevant, but it builds a connection, because a lot of other people, a lot of your audience will have dropped something, that simple act of dropping the paintbrush and getting it all over the floor, or their kid might have done that. It's building a connection. But remember that you're not your work, because often we can equate our self-worth with our work. And if you disconnect that and you just say, look, this is just a piece that I'm putting out. This is just this service is just an invitation for someone to solve a problem that they have, then you're more likely to be consistent with your content. You're more likely to show up, because you're not saying, I am this, I am this piece of content. And I know that can sometimes sound silly, but we do it. I know I did it. You know, I was only worth if a piece of content got so many likes or it got so many content, I would be like, oh my God, I failed. Because, you know, if it didn't get any comments. No, just that piece of content wasn't right. So just remember that. Progress over perfection. Like, keep doing it. Take the actions. That's what's going to get you the results. Doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be done. Not every single piece of content that I put out, even with all the training and the experience that I have, not every single piece of content that I put out is the most incredible, amazing, wonderful, throwing my best into it. Because there are more important things than having the perfect piece of content. So just keep remembering that. But it's the more important thing is getting it out there. Comparison will kill your creativity. If you are brand new to business or you are new to a social media platform and you compare yourself to someone who's been on there for 10 years and has, you know, and has been doing it consistently for the past 10 years, you are going to kill your creativity. You are never going to want to post. So make sure that you're not comparing. Like, yes, sure, get inspiration from other pieces of content. Do that. It's brilliant. But if you compare yourself to those people, then you are absolutely never going to want to post. So just make sure when that thought creeps in, you're like, no, they're on book 10 of a 10-part series and I'm at book 1, chapter 1. Like, just remember that and keep that in mind. And vulnerability can be your greatest strength. So like I said earlier, you don't have to share intimate details about your life. I don't share every detail about my life, but I share certain things. Like I shared with you about the reason that I started my business is because my grandma has dementia and I want to care for her and I want to have the time to care for her. And having a full-time job just wasn't cutting it for me. I couldn't do the two things. Sharing that and sharing other things like that, like small snippets, that builds connection because we all have our challenges in life. We all have, we all have stuff that we're dealing with, whether it's kids, whether it's family members, whether it's, whether it's partners, like whatever it is. But sharing little snippets can really, really help to build that connection. My time-saving tools. So I mentioned ChatGPT already, which is my favorite tool. I have to say, I absolutely love it. It is brilliant. And it's free. Like, we love free. So other tools that you can use that are also free, Canva, which, as you can see, I've used to build this presentation on, is fantastic. Oh my days, so many design templates that you can use, ideas and inspiration that you can get, whole library full of them. So Canva is fantastic, and there is a free version. I use the pro version, but because I do create so much, but absolutely start with the free version. Adobe Express, similar to Canva, works equally the same. You've got Buffer and Later and Meta Business Suite. There are loads of tools that you can use to schedule your content. So if you don't want to pay for one of the tools, just use Meta Business Suite. If you are on Facebook or Instagram, use the Meta Business Suite. If you are on LinkedIn, you can literally schedule them within LinkedIn. It's brilliant. So do that, schedule. Saves you the time of having to remember to post. And then either repurpose, so make sure that the content that you're doing, anything that's good, like measure it, measure what's working, which we'll talk about in a second, and then either reshare it again. The shelf life of the piece of content on social media is slim, so 3 months later, no one is going to remember that you shared a certain post. So use it again, or use it again in a slightly different way. And then if you need to, if you're like, no, actually, I really don't want to, outsource. And I don't just say that because I own a marketing agency. I say that because it's really so much easier. There are VAs, like virtual assistants, that can help you. I'm sure there are in-person assistants that can help you. There are marketing agencies, there are freelancers. There's a whole host of different ways that you can outsource You can outsource the whole thing. You can outsource certain parts that you struggle with, but get some help if that's what's going to help you to create consistently, and you know that you just can't dedicate the time to it. And always be testing. So always be trying new things. Like, look at your stats. So LinkedIn, you'll want creator mode switched on, and you'll be able to see your statistics of how many impressions and how many engagements you get. That's all you really want to see. So engagements is the most important thing, regardless of which platform you're on. Engagements is the most important thing. You want people to be engaging with your posts. Impressions is your reach, like it's how wide it's going. So do take a look at that, especially if your engagements are low. It'll help you distinguish between what's working, what's best and what's not. But keep on looking at, create similar content to what's really worked well. So, as I said, I promised it would be a whistle-stop tour. Know your audience, create your plan, deal with your mindset gremlins, be engaging and interesting, use time-saving tools, and keep on measuring. But most importantly, take action. Like, don't just go, oh, thanks, Kimberly, this was a wonderful presentation. Go and do something about it. Go onto your social media and go and make a post. Go and make a post about this presentation. You don't have to talk about me if you don't want to. You could talk about the wonderful services that you've discovered, like, oh, did you know that Uttlesford Council have got a business directory that you can put yourself on? I didn't know this. I'm going to get myself on there straight away. Or, you know, I'm going to be attending one of these design workshops that Uttlesford Council have put on for me. Like, whatever. But take some action. Go and put a post out there. Go and create the plan. But do something about it. Because, as I say, that is what's going to get you the results. So, thank you so much for putting up with me for so long. I have a free challenge guide if you want it. That is how to create 30 days of content in 7 days. So it's this expanded. You're welcome to download it. I'll also put a link in the chat. And let me know, do you have any questions?
Thanks, Kim. That was amazing. Does anybody have any questions for Kim at all? We're all heads down, Kim. That's fine.
Stunned into silence.
Yeah, I found it really interesting. I think, I mean, some of you know, but I also work with the Discover Uttlesford platform, which is like our tourism platform. And yeah, I have to create content there. So you've given me a few little tips about creating content and kind of repeating posts, which I think people forget that actually it doesn't really matter if you do repeat yourself, because people don't always see the first time, do they? So yeah, it's all things like that, and like data, looking at that, and obviously creating similar content with things that work and that kind of thing. I think somebody did just put something in the chat. Georgia, what did you say? Sorry, I shared. Oh, cool.
And then Joanna's
put, enjoyed it.
What would be a good way to get started with social media? So Joanna, if this is your first foray into social media, I see you're an insurance broker. So my recommendation for you would probably be to go on LinkedIn. You can go on other platforms, but I think probably for what you're doing would be LinkedIn. Make your personal profile on LinkedIn, like make it a sales page. So like, I'm Joanna and I work for Terry Reid and Co. and I help people. Like, what does insurance help you? It helps people get peace of mind. You know, help people find the best deal so that they can have the peace of mind that their home is protected or something like that. So really just make sure that that is great, and like that is, you know, that is all optimized, and then just start posting. Think about your ideal client, like I talked about. Think about who is it that wants to work with an insurance broker, and create content that's going to be interesting and exciting for them, and use that format that I talked about, and just start posting. You'll get to know your audience better. Ask questions as well. I use polls a lot. On LinkedIn for my clients. One of my clients is a career coach, and so we've done a lot of work to find out more about her audience, because originally she thought, oh, my audience is going to be people who are going to want to be getting a job. But actually what she's found, she's found a real niche in expats who have moved to, she's in the Netherlands, so expats who have moved to the Netherlands, and helping them to integrate into the workplace. Completely different audience, but she only learned that from actually posting consistently and being on there. So yeah, that's what I'd say. And would you suggest registering as a business or just individually? I wouldn't worry on LinkedIn about the business page. People don't really see posts from the business page. Like, you can set it up if you want. Like, I have mine set up, but there's no content on there because I just use it as me, because it's people are going to engage with you more than they're going to engage with the business. I hope that helps.
Thanks.
Can I ask a question?
Of course
Yeah, of course you
can. So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Do you think they're different audiences? I.e., should I post different content on those different on those different platforms?
Great question. Lee, tell me, like, as quickly as you can, if you like, what you do and who you do it for.
So I mean, with this, we've got a shop, Curiosity Shop, that's fairly straightforward. Post, pitch nice things of candles and things like that people are going to like. But my hypnotherapy business, I'm dealing with individuals. I'd quite like to be dealing with corporate people, with corporate wellness as well. So my thought is LinkedIn is going to be very different for that. That's going to be more for that side of things, and the individual is going to be more Facebook and Instagram. But I wasn't sure whether many individuals would use LinkedIn for that kind of, looking for a hypnotherapist or following that sort of content. Okay,
so I absolutely think they would, LinkedIn. So I would say definitely the shop, make it visual. Instagram, definitely Instagram, Facebook. Really, Instagram. I would also suggest Facebook with local groups. Groups is really the biggest way that I advise people to use Facebook now. Like, your Facebook business page, unless you're going to pay for it, is not really going to get that much reach. But if you are using groups to engage with people, really think about with the shop, really think about your customers. Like, who are the people that are coming in? The more detail that you can get, about who the customers are that are coming in, you'll be able to tap into different communities. So like, if you are, like, the first thing that pops into my mind is, like, if it's spiritual people who are buying, like candles, or they're buying crystals or incense or stuff like that, that's a whole community of people that you can tap into, and you can search for Facebook groups, and you can search for Instagram hashtags that are like that. So that's the shop. And then the hypnotherapy, if you want to get into corporates, definitely LinkedIn is 100% where you want to be. You want to be putting out content that hits, that really hits the why is the hypnotherapy beneficial. So you want to talk about, like, why is it beneficial, either both from an individual perspective, but if you are wanting to tap into corporate, like into, maybe doing corporate groups or whatever, think about why is it beneficial for your employees to get hypnotherapy? Because, it'll be because they'll be more productive, because they'll because they'll be more productive, because they'll be happier, because it will increase retention rates. Like, thinking about those sorts of things, that's the kind of content that I would definitely start with until you know a bit more about your audience. Once you know a bit more about your audience, you'll be able to come up with something more specific. But yeah, that's where I'd start. And I definitely focus on LinkedIn. It's a really underused platform, because people are like, oh, it's a bit boring, but it's such a powerful platform. It really is. It's a great place, and it's a place where you can create content easily, you can get reach easily, and you can really get traction and leads quite easily. Whereas Instagram is a little bit more challenging because it's a lot more saturated.
I don't know about you, Kim, but I find LinkedIn you get more engagement because people are kind of like in their job role, and so they feel like engaging on LinkedIn is like a positive thing for their job and their career. So you get people are more inclined to comment on stuff on LinkedIn than they would be on Facebook or Instagram. So I totally agree with Kim. I think you could do really well on there, Lee, and just build your network on LinkedIn.
Brilliant, thank you.
No worries.
Has anybody else got any questions? I know Sarah's had to go and a couple of others had to go. We were just going to tell everybody about the next one. So we're going to try and do this every third Wednesday of the month to keep it consistent and have somebody new each month talking. Next month, we've got Essex Opportunities coming to talk about apprenticeships and how, if you're looking for an apprentice or you're just interested in how that works and everything to do with apprenticeships, then come along, please do, next month. And obviously we'll also be talking about what we've got on offer in the next kind of month as well, whether anything's changed since the last time. Thanks, Andy. And also, if you aren't already signed up to our newsletter, please do sign up to it. It's the best way to keep up to date with everything that's going on. We share things every other week, and we send that out fortnightly, so please do sign up to our newsletter if you haven't already. And thank you, Kim. I think I found it super useful, and I'm sure I think from people's kind of comments and everybody nodding and saying yes, they've all found it super useful. So thank you for coming along and coming and helping us and giving us some tips and telling us to take action, because I think you're all right. I think it's all about just getting started. I've recently discovered Reels, and I feel like I was a very amateur initially, and I still am, but I'm still enjoying learning how to do it. And I think it's just about, as you say, keeping going, and you get better only by practice, don't you? So Joanna says thank you very much, very useful tips. So thanks, Joanna, for your feedback. I think Georgia's just writing, so I'll wait for her to write what she's going to write and I'll share that. Oh, got to dash, thank you all so much, and thank you for linking the upcoming UDC events. Fab, thank you all. Stuart's writing as well, I can see him typing away. Thank you everybody for joining us. I really think this hopefully will be a great way to obviously engage with you all. Please do share the news if you have any colleagues or other businesses that you feel would benefit from coming along, then please do share with them that we've got this going on every month. Thank you all, and thanks, Kim. Thank you ever so much. Thanks everybody.
You're so welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
No, you're more than welcome anytime. I'm sure we'll do other events and things with you as well, because you've got lots of knowledge. Super, thanks all. We'll have a lovely rest of your day, and we'll speak soon.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.